For the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by.
This is Dan. I do vocals for crownmagnetar.
First up, can I say, wow, I love your EP. Punishment is totally different to what I normally listen to. Can you tell us how excited you are about release day on the 7th?
Yeah, man. This will be like our fifth record we put out. So always excited to put new music out. And it's going to be on like the second day of our tour when it comes out. So it should be a fun day to release the record. Get to play a show at night too. So we're playing all those songs on the tour coming up. So it should be a fun day.
That's amazing. Now, like I say, I'm not a deathcore aficionado at all, but I love it, especially Barbed Wire Noose. I love the title. What's the inspirations for this particular track and recent single release?
So the EP, it's just a four-song EP, so we wanted each song to kind of stand out on its own, while also all kind of having something cohesive that makes it one collective EP. Honestly, for all these songs, we were just trying to write the most aggressive kind of like tech-based deathcore that we could. So just kind of ever-changing parts, a lot of fast-paced stuff. So yeah, there's not like a specific theme or anything for Barbed Wire Noose. Like I said, we were just trying to go balls to the wall with it. And yeah, I kind of, as far as the titles of everything, I just kind of wanted them to go along with the EP title well, and just kind of have that be represented, in different ways. So yeah, there's not too much meaning behind the songs on this EP. Like we said, we were just trying to go as hard as we could when we were writing and try to push the boundaries of what we've done before a little bit.
Like you did a tour bus sort of film, didn't you? Like a reel. You're going to do the same on release day, like have I don't know, like a live stream.
We'll probably do something special since we'll be on the road. Maybe do like a live stream of the set or something like that. Haven't really thought about that yet, actually, but that's a good idea. But we'll have something going on for sure that day as far as like special content for the release.
So these days we live in a woke libertarian world. What I love about your genre of music is you really don't give a fuck. The song titles are killer and the artwork is amazing and ready to offend. I mean, it's great. I mean, do you get a lot of grief, a lot of shit from people that aren't into deathcore music, from people that are like basically woke?
Not really at all, honestly, man. I mean, I think for the most part, if you're going to metal shows and, especially people at shows, they're not going to be acting like that because they kind of know that's just part of the genre, just like, in death metal or any type of extreme metal, really. And honestly, no, I mean, from just people in my day-to-day life, they don't really question it as being something like just vulgar or, offensive for the sake of being offensive. And that's not what we try to do at all anyways. I think that's just like a misconception, honestly, overall. We're just four dudes who happen to like this type of metal, and that's why we write it, because we all love it a lot. And yeah, there's not too much behind the scenes lore about us doing that for any other reason than we just enjoy the music. So yeah, I mean, I think some people, if you're just completely unexposed, might have that view of extreme metal as a whole. But
True.
I think most bands aren't doing any of that for any other reasoning than that's just the audience that we make art for. So it's just kind of part of the game. I think especially that like there's a lot of extreme metal bands kind of getting to a new level of success. So I think that's exposure for the genre, and that probably lets people see it for the music part of it instead of just the shock value stuff that comes along with it sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I've never really experienced a lot of that at all. Obviously, there's people who think it's like over the top or just like blasphemous, offensive, but I mean, it's kind of just like the imagery that comes along with the genre. So it's just
Absolutely.
kind of like I said, it's just kind of part of it. So
Okay, so then can you tell us about the upcoming tour and whereabouts you're going to be playing in the States?
yeah, man. Yeah. So we're doing the tour with a band called Traders and another band called Yosemite in Black. It's for Traders. They just put out their record Phobias. So we're going out with them, supporting them for their record release tour. And yeah, it just so happens that we happen to be putting out our EP like right around the same time. So it's good PR for the tour for sure. But yeah, I think it's like close to 40 shows, and we're doing the whole US and some Canada. I think there's like four Canadian dates on there. So yeah, Canada US tour, finishing up April 20th in Tampa. So yeah, it's a good long tour, good first tour to start the year off with. So stoked to get back out on the road.
Amazing. So the EP comes out on the 7th. Can we expect an album this year as well later on?
We're definitely going to be writing. We've already kind of started writing some new stuff, actually. We're going to continue doing that on the road. I don't know if the record would come out before the end of the year. I'd hope to have some singles out before the end of the year for sure, um, kind of leading up to that. But I'm not sure. I mean, by the time we get back from tour, it'll almost be halfway through the year. So just kind of depends on if we can get it done or not, because we have some other touring plans and stuff in the works. So if we can fit in, enough time to write and record in between all that, then yes. But yeah, either way, I hope to have some singles out before the year's over.
Awesome. Are the hopes to get over to Europe then? Or is that like not decided yet?
We'd love to get back over there. We did our first Europe run, pretty much like a year ago.
Right.
I think we'd like to get back over there like at the very beginning of 2026. So it just depends on the offer and it being a good opportunity for us. Since it's our second tour over there, but yeah, we want to get back over there as soon as possible.
What can people expect from you guys live?
So I think one of the things that people really enjoy about us is that we just have a really high energy set. It's really kind of keeps going the whole time. There's not much downtime, if you will. So it's just a really fun, intensity packed set. So I think that's one of the main reasons people like us. We're going to be playing a bunch of the old songs that people know us for, pretty much off every release, and also going to be playing our new EP front to back. So some new stuff in there for everyone. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited to play these new songs live and play the old ones that I know everyone loves. So yeah, it should be a good set.
So how important is it for you then to meet fans after a performance? And is it difficult for you to be able to speak to the fans if you've been using your vocal cords like you have?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to hang out at our merch table and just around the venue, like before and after the show. So people want to chat, they're welcome to come say what's up. Yeah, I love talking to the people that listen to our music, and they're the reason that we get to travel around and play shows. So very fortunate for all those people, and yeah, I love talking to them. And thankfully, I don't really have any issues with stamina vocal wise anymore. After touring for several years, you kind of just figure that out. So yeah, I mean, mostly it's just the in general tiredness thing that you encounter after being on tour for 3 or 4 weeks. You're just start to become permanently exhausted all the time. But yeah, no, I always try to talk to people at the shows and hang out and just be a normal person at the show.
What initially got you into deathcore music and inspired you into start a band in this genre?
I was always into metal, kind of all kinds when I was younger. Listened to a lot of just like Slipknot and Linkin Park and hard rock stuff like that. And then I just kind of just from kind of exploring, found the more core and like death metal side of things, like bands like August Burns Red, and Behemoth and Aborted and stuff like that. Yeah, and then I found like records like The Cleansing and stuff like that, which was like really the first actual straight up deathcore stuff I listened to. So yeah, that was probably when I was in like high school and the end of middle school, I guess. I was probably like 12 or 13 when I really started kind of exploring that. And Yeah, as I got older, I never really had the opportunity to be in bands because where I grew up was kind of in the middle of nowhere, so there wasn't much like a local band scene happening there. So I moved to Denver when I was like 20 or so, and thankfully Denver has an awesome local metal scene. So I kind of just got involved in that, and kind of just all happened from that.
Okay, so going back to the EP, which songs are you most looking forward to playing live?
Yeah, we're playing all of them, so I'm stoked to play all of them. We did play one of them, or we played two of them actually on the tour we did in January or February, sorry, December. Um, so yeah, we played Decapitation Ritual was the first single off the EP, and then we played Barbed Wire Noose, which just came out just as like an unreleased track to kind of hype up the EP. So those songs are really fun to play. So excited to play those ones again, and the two other songs that we haven't played. Um, yeah, I'm just super excited to show everyone those songs live. So should be fun to play all of them, man.
So then, can you tell us why we should check out the EP?
Yeah. So if you've listened to our band for a long time, or even it's kind of works from both angles, because if you've been a long time listener or you're just finding our stuff now, I think that we've always kind of done stuff in the same vein style wise, but just tried to kind of have it be like an evolved version of itself on the next release. So I think the EP is definitely our best songs we've ever written as a band together. They're just like kind of the culmination of what we've been always trying to do, which is just have um, really just relentless in your face energy with our songs. And I also think that we've bridged the gap a little bit as far as like death metal and deathcore on this EP, which I've always really wanted to do with the band. And I think we're finally starting to move in that direction a little bit more. So yeah, I think I would tell people to listen to the record because, if you've liked us for a long time, it's our best stuff ever. And if you're kind of a newer listener, yeah, you're going to get something good right from the start if you check the new EP out. Do my favorite current three albums. Yeah, man. So I've been listening to Nithing a bunch. They're like a brutal death metal band. They have a record called Agonal Hymns, and I found it like last summer, but I just have pretty much haven't stopped listening to it. Um, I just listen to it front to back at work like constantly. But yeah, it's definitely more on the brutal death metal side of things, which I love that stuff a lot. Also, second, I've been listening to Dead in My Arms by Carnifex a bunch lately again. And that was a record that I found when it came out. That was kind of one of the first records that really got me into like the deathcore kind of thing. So yeah, we did a tour with them a couple years ago, which was like a anniversary tour for that record. So that was really cool to see them play that every night. But yeah, I've just been re-listening to that one a lot lately. And third record I've been listening to a bunch lately. There's a band called Thy Devour, and they're like I don't know, I would just call them like technical death metal, but it's not like the more proggy side of things. It's more of like the brutal, fast-paced technical death metal kind of thing. But yeah, they have a self-titled EP and a couple singles out, and yeah, I've been listening to that a bunch lately. Die Devour, check them out. Um, yeah, man. So those are the three records I've been listening to a bunch lately.
Brilliant.
Man, that's again a super hard one. I kind of did currently and of all time, but especially since I'm a vocalist, I picked a couple vocalists. So Phil from Whitechapel, definitely one of my favorites, and one of the bands that got me into wanting to doing heavy music. So yeah, that dude's a beast. I would love to tour with them someday eventually. So hopefully that's in the cards. Second would be Jason Westmoreland. He's a drummer for Brand of Sacrifice currently, but he's drummed for a bunch of bands. But yeah, he filled in for Oceano actually on a tour that we were doing with them, and he's literally the craziest drummer I've ever seen in person. He just hits so hard, and everything is so like audible with what he's doing. Even he's doing so much fast stuff. So yeah, that dude is a super cool guy and a really talented drummer. And third would be Jamie Hanks, vocalist of I Declare War. Thankfully, me and him have became pretty close friends over the past couple of years. He did a feature for one of our records 2 years ago, and yeah, he comes out and hangs out at the shows when we come through Portland, and yeah, dude's just a monster vocalist and a good dude. So those are my three favorites, I would say currently. Let's see here. Extra socks, because it sucks when you get cold or wet feet.
Yeah.
Flushable butt wipes, because then you are invincible. You can go to the bathroom anywhere, which sometimes after you tour, you're just gonna accumulate stories about how you almost shit your pants. So yeah, that, and I would say pre-workout or some form of caffeine. That's a necessity for us, at least, because after being on the road for a couple of weeks, like I said, you're kind of just permanently tired. So you need some type of caffeine, unless you're just a beast. But yeah, we abuse the caffeine kind of. So yeah, those are the three items I would say are important. Definitely Japan. Would love to tour over there eventually. Continent, but South America. It'd be super cool to get down there eventually. I've been starting to see some more bands have like week-long tours down there and stuff like that. So that'd be super cool. And yeah, another continent, but Australia would be super awesome to get there someday. So yeah, I would say Japan, South America, and Australia. Well, like I would just say like some of my friends, because thankfully I'm friends with a bunch of my musicians. But I would say I would go out of the box a little bit on this one. Maybe like Stevie Wonder or Freddie Mercury would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. If there was a made-up song about your personality, what would it be called?
Probably called something like, I don't know, probably be called like Fake Scary Guy or something like that, because people always assume that I'm like, intense or something to be around. Yeah, man, I don't know. People are always like, "Oh, you seem so intense when you perform, and then you're so nice talking afterwards." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's normal person behavior, I guess." But yeah, I don't know. Something about that, I guess.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So, who would you use a barbed wire noose on?
Oh man. Anyone who doesn't listen to our new EP.
Sweet. Good answer. All right.
Yeah.
Do you prefer festivals or small, intimate gigs?
Honestly, both are cool in their own ways. Like playing big shows like on festival days is super fun, just because there's a lot more that goes into it. And yeah, it's cool to play on outside stages, or I mean even inside. And yeah, there's just a different energy when there's like a huge place packed versus a smaller place. But I love playing small, intimate venues too. Like same kind of thing, but the opposite. If it's a really packed out small place, then the energy can be just really crazy and entirely different from a big show. So I think they're both really cool.
Do you prefer vinyl or digital?
Personally, I would say digital, just because of convenience. I have a little vinyl collection. I'm not super intense about it, but I have like a handful of my favorite records that I've gotten on vinyl. But I think vinyls are sick just for like having it like physically, and having like a bigger piece of the artwork. But I mean, me personally, I digital stream pretty much everything. So
Cool. And the final one, Donald Trump or Kermit the Frog?
well, Donald Trump to hang with the barbed wire noose.
All right.
Final answer.
Good answer. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Yeah, man, I would just say, check out our new singles we've been putting out, leading up to the new EP. The EP drops March 7th. Come see us on Tour with Traders. We're going to be playing the whole thing. And yeah, it's going to be a great tour. And I can't wait for you guys to hear the remainder of the songs. And yeah, check that shit out.
Look at my eyes, I'm a